It's your boy Hustle from Hustle Society Trap Podcast, man. You already know what time it is, man. We got the Sports Lounge 757 tuning
What it
in
do?
with
What
his
it
man
do?
Tavy. So y'all already know, man. Y'all already know how we do, man. It's sports week, man. It's week one. Week one in the
Can you
college
believe it?
football right now. Man, hey, yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I believe the upsets. I believe the wins. I believe some teams should be ranked right now. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Great kickoff to week one. I'm not even gonna hold you, man. But like I said,
Absolutely.
yo, like I say, we do have some upsets, man. So today, man, we're gonna talk about some games that was played already. We're gonna talk about some games that's going on now, man. And this was supposed to be coming on later in tomorrow. You know, happy Labor Day weekend to y'all guys, man. From Alabama to 757, man.
Oh yeah, yes, yo. Take advantage of this Labor Day. The weather's been beautiful, man. Like what in
Right,
the world?
right,
Weather's been nice and cool for it to be August. You know, that's the hottest day of the summer. But we've been blessed. So look, everybody just doing anything outside, barbecuing, whatever. I don't care what it is. Shuffleboard and basketball, cornhole, whatever it is, y'all go ahead and take advantage of the weather, man. And and love your family, man. You know, just spend time with them. Take time and
right.
just say what's up, you know, because life is too short.
Right, I totally agree, man. And shout out to them high school football games that's been going on, and also, the seventh grade football team, eighth grade football team. Shout out to the Dothan Wolves. Shout out to them young athletes. Them boys are doing some good things. Shout out to Charles Boyd too, man. He's a seventh grade football player. He's doing some things. I can see him at cornerback. He's very physical. He's hands on. He makes open field tackles too. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Dothan Wolves being 2-0 too. So shout out to y'all young athletes in my city, yo. But yeah, man, I'm ready for this week. I'm ready for this week episode. I know it's gonna be dope. I know we're gonna have some things that we got to talk about. But hey,
Yeah.
I tell you like this, Tavy, yo, if you ready to kick it off, bro, let's kick it off, bro. Let's talk about week one. Let's talk about the first game that happened. Let's talk about the upset. Let's talk about Arch Manning. Let's talk about the Ohio State quarterback. Let's break it down, man. This is Texas versus Ohio State. Final score is 14 Ohio State to Texas 7. Um, Great play from that quarterback. Great play from the receivers. Lots of drop balls I seen starting off with the Ohio State game too as well. But they kind of got it together and got the jitters out the way. Um, Great gameplay. I want to say, and then Archie Manning, hype around his name,
Yeah.
Heisman candidate was
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
talked about. Um, he finished the game what 17 of 30, 170 yards and one touchdown. Um, I think the hype around him was built up so big that we expected more out of him. Um, from what I seen from Texas is like drop passes. Um, Defense need to work on your defense in my eyes.
Yeah.
On the running back from Texas, core was 16 carries for 80 yards. So receptions, 4 receptions for 50 yards. Anders, I think I want to call his name, but I mean. From that game, what did you get out of that game? Because
Wait,
what did you think? Because that was a key upset. A number one team that went down. So what's your input?
well, first and foremost, I want to shout out to the alumni Ohio State, Will Howard and Jack Sawyer. I want to say, at the end of the day, Ohio State, they have a great program, man. All the way around, just solid. One of their coach used to coach in the NFL, a
Right.
defensive coach. So they're a defensive minded team, and with that being said, I can see why Steelers did. I don't mean to turn into a Steelers thing, but I can see why the Steelers went out and got your boy Howard. But at the end of the day, though, the Manning man, Arch Manning. It's a generational name, and I think they need to stop saying this because of him. Eli and Peyton, they already paved the way. He needs to make some more reads. I think there's something that is missing in his game. I don't know whether it was just the jitters, it being that game in the season against a formidable opponent. That means a whole lot. But at the end of the day, I wish that there was more that we could have seen at an Arch Manning. But I didn't actually see that game. I didn't watch it, but I heard that it was it's a low scoring game. But Texas got their time to redeem themselves, and Arch Manning got his time to kind of show what he's all about.
Right, right. And I think Archer Manning footwork was kind of sloppy yesterday.
Yeah.
I know he's known for his legs, the movement,
Okay. Okay.
trying to get down there and everything. But
Okay.
I just this the play calling. I think
Okay.
Coach Stark could have opened up that playbook a little bit early instead of waiting to the fourth quarter. You should have
Okay.
opened that playbook open a little bit earlier than what you did. And that's my thoughts on it. But I say great game. I mean, when you look at the quarterbacks, like I told you, I did not want to bet on that game because the simple fact of it is, you have a freshman quarterback that's very dope out of Ohio State. You got a fresh fire quarterback out of Arch Manning. Some people might say the hype is too much around him, but I think he showed some flash last year. So
Yeah. Okay.
but I think the quarterback from Ohio State and the way the team came together, I think he outplayed Manning yesterday, and that's my thoughts on that, man. But great game, man. Like I say, first upset for
That
that week one.
Yeah, playing at the horseshoe, man. Texas Longhorn, they have a solid division, some solid players coming out of there, man. But the last two, the fourth quarter was seems to be the star of the whole game. Both teams scoring 7 points. At the end of the day, this is the beginning of the season. We just got to see see how it all trans out and how it all shakes out. I mean, but for him to throw 170 yards, that's not bad. One touchdown, he threw one pick. You know what I'm saying? You got your boy CJ Baxter with his 40 yards, and and then you have Ryan Wingo
Yeah.
with 8 yards. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just an average. It seemed like it was more of a defensive game from looking at the stats.
And he targeted Wingo a lot in that game too.
He did.
What I'm saying? He did.
Okay.
He did. From that game I seen, I watched it. He targeted him a lot.
Okay.
I just, like I say, first game jitters. I
Yeah.
think I'll rather lose that week one in my eyes, so I can redeem
Absolutely.
myself later on down the road. Because
Absolutely.
who's to say Ohio State take that run? You know what I'm saying? And then you be in Texas and you lost that one loss. Is that one loss a good loss? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because you got a
That's
good
true.
loss versus a bad loss. So if I'm looking at it like, okay, I lost to Ohio State, and Ohio State, they say probably lose one or two games, and I'm only a one-loss team, that looks good for my
That
record.
looks good. That's true.
That looks good for my record.
But go ahead.
But no, go ahead.
No, I kind of overheard. I kind of heard a podcast. Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco talking about that game, and they had Johnny Manziel was on this podcast, and they were kind of hyping up Ohio State like, yo, they're gonna be some real contenders. Wouldn't it be premature for you to even say that right about now, this time of season? Just asking you because you are a college, you know these teams, you dissect these teams, brother. You know what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? Is it too early
I
to
mean,
put them on that platform?
I mean, I would say that, you know what I mean? Because the simple fact of it is, look what happened yesterday. Upsets. And I mean, and when we talk about upsets, we just talked about one upset, right? Okay,
True.
we talked about the
True.
Texas and Ohio State upset. All right, so
Yeah.
we about to move into another upset, and this is the reason why I say it's kind of like it's too early to say what team's gonna do what because of
Correct.
what we've seen. So let's
Right.
talk about this LSU. Then we'll make a perfect example, and you just stay with me because I'm gonna take that question you just asked me, and I'm gonna give you an answer at the end of the show. But I'm gonna roll that format out, and this is the reason why it's kind of hard to predict these teams and put them on the pedestal early in the season, right? So let's move into that Clemson versus LSU, another big upset. LSU 17, Clemson 10. And
Yeah,
Clemson ranked number 4 and LSU was ranked number 9.
number
And I
nine.
think when we talked about that game, I said, that game with me, I thought Clemson would have took that game this off of Cade, their quarterback, and some Dabo tapping into the portal this year because he never really just tapped into the portal, but this year he did. He
Hmm.
built the team up and kept the team together. So I thought Clemson will pull it out with the experience of the quarterback because I wasn't really big on Nussmeier from LSU because he folds a lot when he's underneath pressure, And then also LSU defense had trouble stopping the run last year. So I thought with Cade being a dual threat quarterback type deal that, saying he was gonna open it up. That drive came down to an interception to finish
Hmm.
that game out. But who seen LSU beating Clemson, man?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And look, that was my first time. My first time, my wife actually seeing a LSU Clemson game, especially at home and seeing that entrance. And so
Right.
after seeing something like that, watching that entrance, she was like, "Oh, they got no other choice but to win." But hey, LSU, hey, that shout out to that program, man. Um, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But yeah, you're right. You're right. The numbers speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have anything else with it comes down to that team.
Oh,
Other than they 17-10. Your boy that you said, Nolan, 42-yard field goal, 4 plays, and then your Ramos, uh, Damian, that's in the second quarter, 52-yard field goal. So you had 2 field goals coming from both teams, right? And so that
right.
kind of show. What does that show you? That shows you that, okay, this is the beginning of the season. These teams are getting familiar with new personnel, new personalities, and so they're filling each other out. But then, as you can see, like in the end of the second quarter, the things kind of like open up for Clemson. The 1 yard run, and then they scored 10 points there. So I mean, I just think it's just about getting acclimated when it comes down to these teams, though. But no, you tell me what you think.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you because I mean, Nussmeier went 28-38,
Yeah,
230 yards for a touchdown. He had the running back, Durham,
yeah,
17 carries for 74 yards and a touchdown.
74.
So that's where they got the 14 from. And like you said, it was
Okay.
2 field goals.
Two
You
field
know,
goals.
field goal on Clemson side, then you got a field goal on LSU side, and then like I say, that pick, that LSU got at the end with a couple seconds to seal the game. But like you say, yes, it's about getting used to the system, man. If you ask me, and I
Yeah.
think that's legit to say. And let's say, hey, getting used to the program. We want to move on. We got Georgia versus Marshall, man. I ain't really too much watched that game because my game was on, and we gonna get to that game because I was very disappointed. But yeah, you had Georgia beating up on Marshall 45-7, right? Gunnar Stockton was another person that I wasn't pretty much sure on because you got to think you had Beck. Then I think when Beck got hurt, you had Gunnar Stockton thrown in, and it was kind of pressure wise. And I just wanted to see how the Georgia quarterbacks was going to react to pressure, not folding. He did pretty good though. He had like 14 or 24 for 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, 10 carries for
Jesus.
73, 10 carries for 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. You get what I'm saying? Then the
God
receiver,
knows.
um, Z Branch had 3 receptions for 95 yards and a touchdown. So, um, I, I'm just excited to see what's going to come out of that. Georgia looked pretty solid. I guess the
Yeah.
defense is pretty solid because they held them
Defense
to
always.
7 points. Yeah. So, but yeah. So I'm excited to see what happened out of Georgia. But yeah, this is another reason why I said I was going to come back to your question because we put teams on the pedestal, and you know what kind of fan I am. You
Oh
know I'm a
yes.
road. You know I'm a road tide all day. You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out. Yeah.
And I'm
Absolutely.
an Alabama fan, but at the same time, I'm a football fan, and I'm gonna give it to you how I seen it yesterday. That was straight embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? For me as a fan, 17-31, right? Florida State.
Yeah.
They've been talking since like May. Nick Saban, the quarterback from Florida State. Nick Saban there to save y'all, so you already know what time it is. Um, I just think for us to go in to be ranked number 8 at the beginning of the season and face a 2-win team from last year that got a whole bunch of new people on the squad. I mean, you still got, your running back. You still got some of your other key players that you had last year coming back, but Little Junior, if I
Mm-hmm.
ain't mistaken, Earl Little. That's his
Early.
Yeah, Junior. He came from Alabama. We had a running back over there from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think to see them boys play that game physical,
Yeah.
it was a good game. Um, our defense period, it didn't look good. We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't stop the run. Offensive line looked bad. You couldn't protect Ty Simpson. I mean, you couldn't really protect him. And with him being on the rush and being on the move the whole game, you got to think about it. Look at his stats: 23 to 43,
Yep.
254 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know what
And
I'm saying?
that's top. Yeah, two
That's top.
touchdowns. Yep.
And I think his
Yep.
QB rating was like 48 point something. But at the same time, he was under pressure the whole game.
The whole
One
yeah.
key play that threw me off was when he could have scrambled for the first down and he decided to dump it off and he had the first down. I didn't understand that play. I don't understand that logic. That needs to be explained. The quarterback from Florida State, man, 16 carries, 78 yards, a touchdown. So when we really look at it, was it really the passing or they just couldn't stop the run? The
Yeah.
defense, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then we
Yeah.
couldn't stop it. We couldn't get no points on the board. Pressures. We getting down there to the goal line. Can we score? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of stuff that hurt us. Hopefully them boys can bounce back. Because yesterday I was
That's
mad.
tough.
I was
That was
mad
tough.
yesterday. I was mad. That was
Look.
embarrassing. We got that woodwork put to us, but I ain't gonna hold
Yeah.
you. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna hold you.
But you know what? It goes back to what we talked about earlier. Is Florida State that team? You know, we
I
won't
mean,
know
from
until.
from from what I see, playing you know a Alabama team known for its defense. Some people might say, "Hey, we overrated." Call it what you want to call it. You get what I'm saying? But we're pretty solid every year. We sign some. We have grade A classes coming in every year. We refill those spots that gets missing. But after seeing that game, do you think they should be ranked? That's the question.
Right. But we
Because
won't
I mean,
know.
you really can't rank them before the season that high
Correct.
when you only had like what 2 wins. You know what I
Two
mean?
wins. That's too
So
early.
so
Right.
now so now, do you look at them different? Do you
Can
look at
we
them
can
as a
can
threat?
can we go to Florida State schedule? Or, yeah, do we have time? Right. I know we just started this
I
thing.
don't want to
So
talk about it. I don't want to talk about this schedule. I don't want to do it. I ain't gonna give them that much shout out on my
oh,
platform.
so okay. So at the end of the day, that was just that was just a mirage. That was just a game fluke, and they entitled to have those, right? And so Florida State got theirs, right? And so
I
from
mean,
here on, go
yeah, I
ahead.
mean, yeah, I mean, I ain't want to say it was a fluke. We got outplayed. We got
Y'all got
outcoached. You
out
know what I'm saying?
right, caught off guard. Little
Yeah.
came in the game a little cocky. You know what I
I'm,
mean?
and
What do you think?
I mean, I would say we had something to prove. I mean, think about it, man. We lost to so many teams last year that we shouldn't have lost to those teams. You think about the Oklahoma game, you think about the Vanderbilt game. Um, I can
Yeah,
understand the Tennessee game. I understand the Tennessee because that's always a toss up every year. But for us to this really Florida State, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah,
and I'm not taking away anything from those boys, but if I'm looking at it like this, I mean the stats. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at the stats. We're looking at the rush yards. I don't know how many passing yards that quarterback from Florida State had, but I know I seen him run a lot. Bernard from Alabama had 8 receptions for 146 yards. Our star receiver Ryan Williams is out for concussion. Our
mm,
starting running back Jam Miller was out, and then you
mm,
got our defensive lineman Keenan that was out that game. Now I'm not making no excuses, but we got the woodworks put to us. So I think we go back to the drawing table. We get it together, but we got to get it together. I see the next game, Louisiana Monroe. We doing our thing on that game. Then we got Wisconsin after that. that's where it's gonna show. See where we at. Then I think we got Georgia coming up after that. If I ain't
Yeah,
mistaken. So
that's gonna be the litmus
yeah,
test right there. Yep.
yeah. So and the thing about it, if you don't as a quarterback, if you see something that's not right in certain positions, do you keep those players in those positions? You know, how do you do it? I think he did. I think the coach DeBoer, he did great recruiting this year. I'm not gonna hold you. He did great
Right.
recruiting this year.
Yep.
But like like lots of people feel like some of these coaches can't come from these other conferences and coach in the SEC. And I'm not gonna say that. I say now, if you don't get it together and you lose some key games this year, you might be in the hot seat. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, if you got anything else to say on that, man, we can move on to the next one, my brother.
I just want to know as far as what's the word on the streets right now. I know it's only been 24 hours since this loss, and you have all of the media talking about it. ESPN, of course, and you got even TMZ did a thing on it. What's going on out there? Out there in Dothan, man. Like, what are they talking about, man? Talk to me.
People mad. They mad. They disappointed. A lot of people, hey, get rid of the coach. But I mean, that's just hearsay. Say. I mean, if you're a football
Yeah,
fan, man, I think at the end of the day, give it time.
yeah,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that defense do need work. The offensive line do need work. I think you go look at that before we be criticized. 'Cause, I was mad yesterday. So when I'm in
yeah,
the
you
store,
were, you were,
I
you were.
talked to somebody, and he kind of broke it down. He broke it down to me to the point like, okay, I had to go back
He,
and really
he
think about
articulated it. He articulated
it.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And I would have it. I
now,
would
now,
have it.
now, 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 let me ask you this because you follow your team. Do they still have the same personnel? Do they have majority of the personnel they
I
had
mean, we got our
last year?
he got our new offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb over there. Then we
Okay,
got Womack on the defensive side. Then you got Kellen DeBoer. I mean, we got some players that came back from last year and stuff
okay,
like that. Then we replaced a lot of people because of the portal when Saban left too as well. So,
yeah.
but I think we did a good job filling those spots up. I another thing too, stop abandoning the run. You know what I mean? Abandoning the run is crazy work to me. Stay. I mean, that's what we know from a run game. Pretty much having a balanced run game, play action, go over top, however
I
you want to
absolutely.
work, slants, quicks, intermediate passes, whatever you want to call it, man. But I think we got to get it together, and it's really soon because when you play in the SEC, you got top teams. When you look at these teams, like
Yeah,
okay, let's move.
Wisconsin. Let's move
Yeah,
on. You got Wisconsin. Well, no,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
LA. Yeah,
and then on top of that, I'm about to hop into these two next games, right?
yep,
When I talk about SEC working and I talk about Alabama, let's talk about the Auburn and Baylor game. When I
yep.
told you, I said I wasn't sold on Jackson Arnold. I wasn't sold
True.
on Jackson Arnold. But the thing about Jackson Arnold was that he showed me that he can get out that pocket, he can run it, he can throw it. Oh, that running back course from Auburn, fire.
Oh
I
yeah.
like what they got. I like what they got. Their
Oh
receiver
yeah.
core too. And that defense, I think the defense, we talked about that defense. We said the only thing about that defense, they got to be able to cover that middle over the
Yeah,
top.
they got exposed. They
Right.
got exposed. Yeah, they did. And Baylor kept going right straight to the underneath, and they kept getting exposed. The linebackers got exposed every time. I thought they was gonna make an adjustment, but they never did. They never
Right.
did, and so that's a concern right there. Are they able to adjust when teams figure them out? But that's yet
Right.
to be. We'll see later on as the season progresses. But yeah, that was a mess. But
Right.
no, yeah, Auburn, they tough. They tough,
Right.
man.
Right.
Uh, what's your guy named Pleasant, the special teams guy that
Oh yeah.
ran the kickoff? Yeah, Pleasant.
Yeah,
Shout out to him, man. Yo,
he
that's
took
what's
off.
up, brother. Yeah, he
He
did.
took
He
off.
did. I like him. I like him.
Yeah.
They yeah, that team would be nice, man. If they can just fix their defense, man. We'll see. We'll see. But that was a good game.
Yeah, it was
That
a
was
good game. And
yeah.
and like I say, that for me to be sold on Jackson Arnold, he gonna have to play complete team as far as somebody can stop the run, that can play some great D. Then I can make my fully assessment on him because I know from being at Oklahoma, he folded underneath pressure a lot. So that's the thing about it. We got Tennessee, Syracuse. You know what I'm saying? That was a great game, 45-26. I was surprised they did those numbers. I'm not gonna lie. You the quarterback you had last year went to UCLA, so transferred
Oh,
out. But I mean, I think y'all replaced it really well. I mean, the quarterback that you had from Syracuse, he did some numbers at
he
Syracuse,
did.
23 to 40, 23 or 40 for 274 yards and one
Jeez.
touchdown.
God dang.
Um, yeah, we had Tennessee receiver Staley had 4 receptions, 95 yards, one touchdown. The running back from Tennessee had like what 12 carries, 92 yards.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seemed like the SEC is doing some work. So when you get down into that gauntlet and you lose to a Florida State, you better hope Florida State can win some games. So that
Right.
loss will be a good loss and not a bad loss when the
Right.
playoff committee start looking at stuff. And I think that plays a big key too. Because
Yes.
you got the wood put to you. So when
Yeah.
we talk about those games right there, yeah, of the highlights and stuff, the recaps. I think that's about it. But look, I think we need to move into our top picks, the rest of the picks for the week, man.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Let's do it, man. Yeah. What
yeah.
you? Yeah. Top picks. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we got the South Carolina versus Virginia Tech game
Yeah.
going on right now. Um, I like what South Carolina got in Sellers, the receiver Faison, the defense. I think they're replacing a lot of people too. But that Sellers guy got an arm. He already scored. I think it's 7-0 right now.
Oh
I
wow.
like Yeah, I like what Virginia Tech got at quarterback drones too. I think they just need to open it up more for him. But this is the Beamer Bowl, because you got the son Shane Beamer coaching for South Carolina, and then you got the dad that used to coach at Virginia Tech. So it's the Beamer Bowl. But I got man for me man, I got South Carolina coming out on top right here. It might be a close game or it might be a blowout. I don't know. But I give South Carolina, I said they by 7 or 14.
Seven
They beat them
fourteen.
by 7 or 14. But that's my pick. What about you?
Well, I'm gonna take my home team. I'm gonna take the home Virginia VA. And not only that, shout out to Michael Vick. Shout out to the Norfolk State Spartans. Even though they lost their opening game, um, Michael Vick from Virginia Tech. I like Virginia Tech. I'm gonna go with them, man. I can't give you a score. I don't know much about those two teams, but I'm gonna take care of the home team, bro. So I'm going with Virginia Tech on that one.
Okay. And before we move into the next one, man, hey man, check this out, man. Alabama State quarterback played UAB, and I seen the highlights on this morning. And when
Okay.
I say, hey, bro, when you get a chance, go check that Alabama State and UAB highlights of that
U
quarterback, bro.
UAB.
Yeah, Alabama
Okay.
State.
Okay.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, he showed out. I was very impressed, God, man. I'm not gonna hold you. And they played them to a close game too, man. For that being the HBCU playing a UAB team, they
Yeah.
played very close. I think he got his name out there. People watching him. I can see people reaching out to him at the end of the season and jumping in that transfer portal. But yeah, we about to move on to the next pick, man. We got Miami and Notre Dame. Um, you got Beck versus Carr. I heard Miami got some weapons. And I know they keep a
Uh,
defense, but I
yeah.
know Notre Dame can put some numbers up too, and they got Love back too at running back. So with that being said, the only thing that bothers me is Beck. If Notre Dame do bring that pressure, if lots of people watched him at Georgia last year, he threw a lot of interceptions off of pressure. So
Okay.
but my thing is with that game. I would go with Miami because Beck having more experience probably than that car guy, So I would go with Miami on that one. I think it'll be a close one. Miami by 7, man.
Miami by 7. Okay.
Miami by 7, man.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to look and see what the odds are in the sports betting world. Um.
Yeah, because I don't bet.
Yeah. Me neither. But I'm just trying to see what FanDuel is saying about these two teams, man. If y'all just give me a second here. I'm trying to pull up some stats on this here. So Notre Dame betting picks, shoot, they got them under 50.5 points.
Mm,
So yeah, that's crazy.
yeah,
For Notre Dame, I don't know if anybody Jeremiah Love.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, he get off. He get
he can
off.
get off. Okay, so they got him at 79.5. Um, so from what it looks like from this is they're saying FanDuel is saying Notre Dame um is
Win.
it's a team you want to put your money on for real.
Well, I don't
Um,
know, man. I mean, they might be saying that because of bet. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
He falls under pressure for me. So
yeah,
you know.
yeah. That's what they got him at, man. But at the end of the day, hey, the gambling is risky. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it at your own risk. But I'll go with Notre Dame, man. At the end of the day, as far as the college season, when the games continue to play and the season progress, I will get more into these teams. As you guys can see, Myron is just a connoisseur when it comes down to college, man. College football, he just dissects everything, and I'm trying to get up to his level. You know what I'm saying?
I
His
ain't
speed.
there yet. I'm just giving
But
my personal views of what I
no,
see.
I got you.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen Saturday, I'm loving what I'm looking at, man. I'm loving to see these young guys, man, just go out there and put it all on the line. You know what I'm saying? And the passionate fans. You just see all those Florida State fans in the middle of the field, cause
I
after
don't want
they
to hear about
did you
that.
see all
Anyway,
those Florida
the next game pick is gonna be TCU versus North Carolina. And Bill Belichick is making his first debut.
debut?
Uh
Let's go. Let's
yeah,
go.
so that game, do you give it to TCU because you got a lot of transfers in or new players at North Carolina?
Okay.
It's gonna take more than a year for y'all to see. I mean, y'all might jump out there today and shine. I don't know, but I just don't really see it taking effect like that. We're on year one, but it could. But do you take TCU over North Carolina at
What
this
what
point?
time is that game? What time
I
is
think
that being played?
that's Monday. That's
That's
tomorrow.
that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
And
That's
TCU
tomorrow.
is a TCU is a good school. TCU got a good team too.
Yeah.
Um, and all we're doing right now, we're just everybody here is Bill Belichick, and of course he's been successful in his tenure at New England. We get that, but this is college. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, is he ready to put this team up like that? And everybody rally behind Bill Belichick. Maybe, but I'm right now. I'm calling it hype right now for the time being. I'm rolling with TCU, cuzzo.
Okay. Okay.
I'm rolling with TCU on this one, and I know Vegas got they got North Carolina up here, so yeah, don't bet on that. Y'all might lose y'all money.
I'm gonna
You
go
know
with
what I'm
North
saying?
Carolina.
You going with NC? Okay,
I'm gonna go with the Tar Heels.
okay. Well,
I'm
we
I only lost two. And I don't want to talk about those two. Don't don't. Hey, but look, before we get out of here, man, shout out to Lee Corso. His last show yesterday, man. He made his final pick, which was the Ohio State. He predicted Florida State to beat Alabama. Like
oh
he was,
wow.
yeah, yeah. He was perfect, you know. But man, no, man. Also, before we get out of here, man, I know you want to talk about this, but I don't want to spend too much time on it because he's not there no more. Um, my boy's gone. Parsons is gone from the Cowboys, man. We traded him away. Um, you made a good point. Was who did anybody win that trade? Did Green Bay win that trade? And you felt like they paid him too much, and he haven't been out there participating in practices or preseason games. So are you ready to hit that field full throttle for that contract that you signed? But yeah, then didn't want to leave us, but you had a whole Green Bay outfit color scheme going on.
He had the toboggan and everything.
Yeah, it had
He
and
did.
a sweater.
He had the sweater. Yeah.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
just didn't have that color, that color coloration just sit around like right there. Like, nah,
Right.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
But
All I want to say about that is Jerry Jones. You need to watch out for the agent, his agent. Well, not yeah, his agent because that's George Pickens' agent.
right,
George Pickens have a phenomenal year this year. He's going to want more money. Jerry Jones, are you able to deal with the agent? You know what I'm saying? You said CB Lamb, same. They have the same agent as well.
hmm
Jerry Jones felt kind of disrespected, but at the end of the day, um, I don't know who really won that trade as of right now. As far as actual tangible stats, it looks like Green Bay did. But at the end of the day, every season is different, right? Players'
right,
conditioning is different. How you approach the game and what you do on the off season is different, right?
right,
And what you've done last year is different. And
right,
so we that is yet to be determined with Michael Parsons. You
right.
know, no one has seen him yet perform. And so, and with that being said, we don't know. Other than that, um, Green Bay, y'all, this is all y'all all in this year. Y'all need to go for the bowl. This, because that's a lot of bread y'all done spent on that, bro. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? It's either Super Bowl or bust for y'all. It's either Super Bowl or bust for Green Bay. And
right.
if they can't get it, if y'all can't get past 10 wins, then bro, that was a horrible trade. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all won that one.
Man, but at the same time, it made the Green Bay Packers younger too. Shout out to the Steelers too, man. Hopefully Will Howard get right real soon to
Yeah.
come back to y'all, man. But I'm anxious to see what y'all gonna have coming out this season. Kickoff starts what this week coming up? Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah,
Y'all, yep.
Thursday.
Y'all playing
Uh,
y'all playing against the Eagles. Yep.
playing against the Eagles, so and then we'll see how Parsons match up against the Cowboys week 4. So, yeah, that's about it, man. That's all I got to say, man. Yo, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. We're gonna start putting these sports segment episodes on Spotify, man, and let it be audio.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Listen, y'all, please, y'all follow us on those platforms, and two, at the same time, when it comes down to me, y'all bear with me. Please bear with me on the college tip. Right now, Cuzzo is running laps around me, but trust me, I'm gonna catch up with him. Trust me, I guarantee y'all. But before all this college season is over with, but we really appreciate the subscribers that we do have. We on the road to at least 1,000 right now. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, this is what we got going on here. Follow me at the Sports Lounge 757 on YouTube. We're also on TikTok as well. IG, y'all, please, y'all come pull up. But we enjoy all of this, y'all. And look, college football, NFL, the season we here. Fall is here. Football is back. I am excited.
hey, man, and like I said before, we get out here. It's 7-2. Virginia Tech got a safety on South Carolina, and I think they just a flag. They just threw a flag, but they had got the first down. So we trying to see what they're gonna do. They're gonna take it, but I got South Carolina by 14 or 7. But look, man, we
Oh,
out, man. We out. We out. Out.
jeez.